Bhaktivinoda Swamitam, Shri Chaitanya Prabhupada Nityananda Saritam, Shri Nanda Vande, Shri KARNAMRITA, Govijan Swamitam, Vrindavan Manoharam, Shri Gauranga Nityananda, Shri Vaitachandra, Gadadhar Sri Gaur Bhaktivinoda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Is it working?
Yeah.
There's loose connection up there, man. That's why we're in the material world. We all have a loose connection with Krishna. If we had a tighter connection, we would be with him. Okay, Jai Sri Radhe. This is Kartik class 2024, October 20th. We're going to discuss verse number 4 from Krishna KARNAMRITA by Babaji Thakur with the commentaries for Gopal Goswami, Krishna Maharaj, and Ananta Babaji. Yesterday in verse number 3, we discussed about the difference between prema and common prema. So a lot of glorification about the love of the gopis is very selfless, and although it's called calm because it's so intense and so focused, but usually when we're full of lusty desires, we're very focused and very excited, very absorbed in satisfying our own lust. So therefore the gopis' prema is called calm by different shastras and different acharyas, but it shouldn't be confused with the dark, black, iron-like so-called love of the material world. Because love of the material world is basically lust to satisfy one's own senses. I heard one acharya, he says, it was actually Satyarayana Babaji, he says when two people are so-called making love, they totally forget the other person. They're absorbed in themselves, their own pleasure and experience. Even they never think there's anybody else there. So, but the gopis, they forget themselves because they're totally absorbed in Krishna's happiness and pleasure. So it's a whole different thing. And the same verse number 3 yesterday, Leela Shuk, who is also called Babaji Thakur, that's his commonly known name is Leela Shuk. The parrot that speaks Leelas, very poetic, beautiful Leelas, glorifying Krishna, Babaji Thakur. He described Krishna as calm avatar. It doesn't mean he's the avatar of lust, it means he's the avatar of pure spiritual love, Krishna prema. So that brings us to actually, got a little bit to finish on verse number 3, the commentary. So we're finishing the commentary in verse number 3. I'll read this English translation of verse 3 so we can kind of remind us what the subject was. And of course, the subject is usually Krishna Radharani, that's always there. The emphasis is more on Krishna because it says that, the commentaries say that Babaji Thakur is in Sakhi Bhav, so he's trying to please Radharani by glorifying Krishna and Krishna KARNAMRITA. That glories of Krishna, which appears like nectar for the ears. Karna means ear, Amrita means nectar. So the translation, verse number 3. Krishna has extremely mischievous sidelong glances that dart like brilliant rays. That when Krishna casts his glances at the gopis, they slow down their movements. Krishna's glance is playing in the waves of his nectarine lavanya. Krishna is adored by the glances of Radharani. The bank of Yamuna, Kalindi, is Krishna's most favorite sporting place. You also must be knowing that the 6 Goswamis, 5 of them chose the bank of the Yamuna as their place of bhajan. Gopal Goswami, Rupa Goswami, San Goswami, Jiva Goswami, Raghunath, they all did bhajans on the bank of the Yamuna. Also, Vaitacharya, he discovered Madan Gopal on the bank of the Yamuna at Vaitavat. He did bhajan there also. And Nityananda, when Nityananda came to Braj, he also did bhajan on the banks of the Yamuna at a place called Nityananda Vat. There's a Gaurani Thai temple there. We went there. So the banks of the Yamuna is the preferred area. Because on the banks of the Yamuna you have Nidhi, you have Sevakunj, you have Yamuna Pulin, and you have Keshigat. Very beautiful place. And Prabhupada Thakur says it's Krishna's favorite place of Leela. Then the verse says, verse number 3, Krishna is the source of all avatars of love, of Kamadev. He's the Adi Kamadev. What do they call it? Sakshat Brahmata, or the Prakriti Kamadev. He's a transcendental God of love, Prem, Krishna Prem. And he's the Emperor Madhurima Swarajam. Swaraja means the Emperor, the King, the world Emperor. He's the Emperor of sweetness. And we worship that blue complexion Kishore. So that's the verse, and we're finishing the purport by Ananta Babaji Maharaj. He describes his term in the last line, Madhurima Swarajam. He says that Leela Shuk has realized all kinds of sweetness in Krishna. Therefore he calls Krishna the King of Sweetness. Krishna is the embodiment of sweetness. Everything about Krishna is sweet. Of course, everyone is familiar with Vallabhacharya's Madhurastakam, very famous Astakam, where he's glorifying the sweetness of Krishna. Leela Madhuram, Venam Madhuram, everything sweet about the Lord of sweetness. Madhurati Patira Akilam Madhuram. Akilam Madhuram means everything is sweet about Krishna, who is Emperor, King of Sweetness. So, Krishna KARNAMRITA, verse 92, is quoted here in a commentary on verse number 3 by Ananta. Because at this time, in verse 92 of this book, Gopal Thakur had Sakshat Darshan of Krishna. He was stunned in bliss, and he picked up his pen or whatever he used to write with, some stylus or etched palm leaves or whatever. It was 1,000 years ago, 800 years ago, so there wasn't any pen. But when he wrote down that verse 92 of Krishna KARNAMRITA, he was, after having a darshan, he immediately wrote this verse. He didn't have much to say. He basically said one word. Madhuram, Madhuram, Vapurasya Vibhor. Madhuram, Madhuram, Vadanam, Madhuram. Madhu Gandhi, Mridu Svita, Meta Dao, Madhuram. Madhuram, Madhuram, Madhuram. So he basically said, sweet, 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 sweet. His form is sweet. His prayers are sweet. His smile is sweet. His fragrance is sweet. His walking is sweet. So Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he heard this verse, he was floating in ecstasy. Because he's in Radha Bhav, so Radharani is appreciating this. No one can appreciate the sweetness of Krishna more than Radharani. What's the name for Radharani? What name for Radharani? Madhuri. That's the name for Radharani, Madhuri. Because she can taste the relative sweetness of Krishna the best. And she is the sweetest object of Krishna's relish. Actually, we can say it another way. What makes Krishna sweet is Radharani. All his sweetness, sweet smile, sweet flute playing, sweet walking, sweet talking, sweet pastime, The cause, the source of those sweetness is Radharani. So that's like that. It begins like that. The beginning, the middle, everything about Krishna is Radharani. So Ananta describes Krishna's body is like sweet rice with sweet inside the sweet rice. That's free condensed sweetness. Krishna's moon-like face is sweeter than sweet. His moon-like smile is sweeter than the sweet. Sweeter than sweet. I say, you could say it another way. His moon-like face is the quintessence of all sweetness. That would be a better way to say it if you're trying to make it better. Sweeter than sweet. I think the translator is also stunned. They always say one word. Okay, already, we got the idea. Oh, he goes on. I think Ananta himself is relishing bliss in this purport. Next sentence. Krishna is sweeter than sweet, sweeter than that, and still sweeter than that. A single drop of this sweetness can drown the whole creation, while the sweet feeling floods all directions. Wow, that sounds good. So then, Leela Shuk has roused Krishna's sweetness as a Sakhi, subservient to Radharani only. Later he mentions this in verse 76. Very interesting. We're in verse 3, and Natas is quoting 2 verses from the end of the book. That's the commentary. I guess he can't wait to get to the end of the book. It's like going, you see some reel, and it's going dragging out, so you fast forward. So it seems that Ananta wants to fast forward into the Madaram Krishna, into the sweetness. So he says, verse 76 he quotes, Srila Shuk says, Radha Payodarat Sangha Shayane. Shayane, I would say shine arti, means sleeping, Sangha means an association. With Payodarat, Dara means holding, and Payo means milk. There's a brat in the 6th canto. Wow, 6th canto? Payo brat? I think 6th canto or 4th canto. Devahuti did 4th canto. Devahuti did Payo brat. Anyway, it means fasting only drinking milk. So that which holds milk is a fancy Sanskrit way. It's kind of odd choice of Sanskrit Bill Munger uses. But he says, Radha Payodarat Sangha Shani, which means that Krishna rests on the breast of Radharani. Radharani doesn't have any kids. So that's how I don't mean to correct Bill Munger Thakur, but personally I want to use another word to describe besides Payodarat. Anyway, maybe it's another meaning besides milk also. He's a great pundit, great poet. So he's saying, I offer obeisance to the one who rests on Radharani's bosom, Krishna. And then he quotes, and then again in verse 106 he says, Natas really likes this book. Translation, may my heart overflow with Krishna's mischievous youth, who is always eager to block Radharani on the footpath. That's what Don Leela is all about, taxing the Krishna's always going, oh wait, Rocco, give me some time. Well, I don't have anything to tax. I'll tell you what you have to tax. That's the rule of pearls is your smile. I think it just said turn on and off. Right. I think it's electricity problem over there. Turn on and off. It works now? So, it's like there's, anyway, right. So, he said it's clear that leadership relished Krishna's, repeated from the last page also, relished the sweetness of Krishna from the viewpoint of a Saki, subjugated by Radharani and not independently. So Krishna's Maharaj comments in this verse that describing Leela Shuk as a sadhaka, not as a Saki. As a sadhaka, he's telling his friends, is it not that Krishna in Vrindavan is only present in Vrindavan? Therefore we worship Krishna in Vrindavan. And now Ananta quotes Bhagavatam, Brahma Stuti from chapter 14, 10th canto. This is Brahma saying, anyone who says he knows the glories of Krishna, let him say that. But my Ishvara, Krishna, his glory is unknown to me, my external and internal senses. So Brahma, even with his four heads, some people can say they know Krishna, they understand Krishna. But Brahma, who's the Adi Guru, the Adi Shishya and the Adi Guru, he's the Guru of Narada Muni, etc. But he's a disciple of Krishna. He's saying, I have four heads, so much intelligence. You can say you know Krishna. I don't know him. I'm Vimohan. Brahma Vimohan, I'm bewildered by this little guy. Walks around with rice and yogurt in his left hand and pickles between his fingers. He eats with his right hand. And who does that? And you're not supposed to eat out of your left hand. He's God. So Brahma became a little bewildered. So now he describes in line 4, it says, Ami Vayam. So he's describing what that means. These words mean that Leela Shuk is very astonished. What is that? Bug. That's my Bluetooth. Oh, he's giving a whole lecture. Now I don't know what to say. Hey, come back. Yeah, and these singers, they see singers on YouTube, they have something in their ear. They're listening to the song and they don't know the words. So that guy was telling me what to say, you know. So these words, Ami Vayam, this verse 3, Bilwanga Thakur is closing it, saying, I'm astonished. I'm astonished by the sweetness of this Krishna, because I'm remembering what I was before. Before I became Leela Shuk, I was in bad shape. I was chasing a prostitute, Chintamani. I was really in Maya. But now somehow, by the mercy of Krishna and Chintamani and different ladies along the way, I made it to Vrindavan. Now I'm experiencing Krishna's darshan in Spurti and Vispurti, writing this wonderful poem, Krishna KARNAMRITA. So these words, he's concluding his verse, say, what I'm seeing, what I've experienced, I'm astonished. And every devotee will have that experience when we advance in bhakti, we'll experience Krishna. We'll say, what was I before? Where was I before? What was I before? What am I experiencing now? What am I feeling now? And we'll say, wow, Shabash, or whatever, Shabash, Hindi. So he said, Dadas describes Leela Shuk is remembering his earlier life. He said, isn't it surprising that a materially attached person like me is now worshipping Krishna, who is worshipped by Brahmaji and Shukadev. There is no other vastu or object of worship than Krishna, Shyama-Sundar, and Vrindavan, who can be his shelter. Oh, my dear friends, hear about the qualities of that Krishna that you should take shelter of. He's a great lover, and he plays on the bank of the Kalindi. This is his favorite place for sporting. The banks of the Kalindi are very beautiful and so charming. So the word Kalindi, of course, in this verse 3. So then, Nada describes Kalindi. So he quotes the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. He says, how can we express the sweetness of the Krishna's flute that sets the gopis floating on the river of Ras? And when they enter that river of Ras, they rush to Krishna and they give up all their family honor, because Krishna is the chief of the Vidagdas, the Vidagda Raj. Krishna attracted all the gopis by his playing on the flute, and then he ignored them. Internally, Krishna hoped they would stay, while externally he rejected them. That's an interesting way to do it. You tell them to go home, serve your children and husbands, but in your heart you're saying stay. Communication problems is not only with us. We're accused sometimes of not communicating properly. So, what to speak of Krishna? He's saying one thing, he's saying another thing. So that happens to everybody, even God. We're thinking the right way, when we speak the wrong way, we get in trouble. So, best that we become expert reading minds. If we can read someone's mind, then we won't pay attention to what they're saying. Then there'll be no more fights, or disagreements, or misunderstandings. Gopis were really bewildered with Krishna and became the Rasa. First he calls, later food seduce us, and calls, then he tells us to go home. Which way do we go? Stay or go? And then you say, okay, you stay, and you talked about how you defeat all my arguments. Okay, let's walk over and we'll start this rest then soon. So you walk along and they disappear. Where'd he go? I don't know. Gargamuni said he has all mystic power. So I guess he disappeared, became invisible. So then that's the whole story of the Rasa. He rejected the gopis. How well he expressed his scholarliness to the gopis. Krishna is the unrivaled chief of cunning people, but yet he has such heart-stealing glances. That is dangerous. His glances intoxicate you and enchant you, and his words disappoint you and discourage you. He quotes a verse from Bhagavatam. The verse says, that's the verse that says, Krishna Sakshat Mamata. The Krishna attracts Cupid. He attracts the attractor of the mind. He who spins and agitates the mind, Krishna agitates that person. In other words, accommodating the material god of attraction, love and lust, becomes bewildered and faints when he sees Krishna. So he's explaining that. Now he quotes Sanat Goswami's commentary on this verse. He says, this is not Goswami's commentary, the visual center of the brain is called the eye of the eye. So Krishna is the mamata of the manmata. Man means mind and mat means churn. Like Mathura is called Mathura because everyone's churning butter, churning yogurt to make butter here. So that place is filled with this sound of butter churning is called Mathura. So mind Mathura means when it twirls the mind, spins the mind, everyone knows what that's like. But when it feels lusty desires, the mind is spinning. So if someone's doing that, that's called Mamata, is named for Cupid, the god of love. So Krishna is Mamata. So he's the eye of the eye, the churn of the churn. We can get disturbed in two ways. Your mind can become disturbed by comedy or Krishna. Or comedy Sri Krishna. That's three ways. Best to be disturbed by comedy Sri Krishna. So that's what Kam Gayatri is all about. Kam Gayatri is to attract us to the transcendental Cupid Krishna. So that's, he talks a lot about rasa dance and concludes that was yesterday's verse 4. 3 or 4.
Verse 3.
No, verse 4.
Next is verse.
Wait a second. No, it's all that. Let's see here. Verse 3. How he? I think I missed the verse at the end. Verse 3. And I'll show you verse 4. Okay. I can't see so good. It says 4, but I thought it was 5. Okay, verse 4. Paratamsa vilasa kutla bharam madhurya magnanam pramilan navyodam pravilasad venu pranada amritam apidastana kudmalabdi ravito goibi raditam jyoti chaitasi Dashakshatu Jagatam Ekabiram Adbhutam. Again, glorification of Krishna's form. Krishna's thick, smooth, and silky hair is tied in an attractive top knot and crowned with colorful peacock feathers. So, there's two ways to see Krishna. There's three ways to see Krishna. With a crown, with a turban, with nothing. Just his hair. Myself, when I meditate Krishna, with a top knot surrounded with Kunjamal and peacock feathers. I don't see Krishna with a crown, a mukut. I don't see him like that. And I always see him wearing turbans in the winter. So if somebody made turbans for my Giriraj, I'll use them in the winter. Because that's how I see it. I never offer him a crown. One time one Babaji came and saw my Giriraj with a turban. He said, hey, what is it? The old Babaji also. What is this? He's Giriraj. He's Giriraj, he's Raj, he's supposed to have a crown. I said that Listen, when I first started worshiping, I had a crown. After 10 years, I threw away the crowns. I got turbans. After 25 years, I threw away the turbans. But I use it in winter because it's cold. I'm wearing a toby, so he wears a turban. T&T. So that's my Bob. So I'm glad to see that Leela Shuk is seeing Krishna without a turban and without a crown. Thick, silky hair in a beautiful top knot with peacock feathers. Krishna's face is immersed in a flow of sweet rasa. It is resplendent with the lavanya of budding youth. It means the radiance, the effulgence of a teenage boy. Krishna is spreading the sweet notes of the flute like a nectar river. He is served by the lotus bud-like breasts of the surrounding gopis. May such a supremely pleasing splendid brilliance pervade my heart. So, very nice verse about Krishna's beauty. And Krishna's always, when he describes the beauty of Krishna, he's always more beautiful when he's surrounded with devotees. I remember once Narayana Maharaj, he gave a lecture in Mathura, 1989. He was describing Krishna. He said, Krishna likes names that include his devotees. He says, same with Gauranga. If you say Chaitanya, there's Chaitanya Dasarami. But if you say Sachinandan, then there's Chaitanya is really happy. Why? Because you're glorifying his mother, Sachi, and Nanda means his son. So like Krishna, you say Krishna, say Shamasundar, Govinda, Govinda. Govinda is good. Govi Nandanath. That's good. You say Yashoda Nandan, Nandan, then Krishna's happy. More happy than if you say Krishna. Radha, Raman. So Raman is Krishna. When we say Radha Raman, some people say Radha Raman. I've heard people say that. But it's not necessary. One Ra is enough to knock out Krishna. You don't have to say Ra, Raman. Only one Ra will knock out Raman. You don't need two. So, let's see what the commentary on Ananta. Babaji. Here, Leela Shuk is a sadhaka in the mode of sweetness. So he's not in Siddhasrup and Sakibhav. He has a sadhaka appreciating the beauty of Krishna, describing it. This mood is arousing Purarag, a vipralambha in it. So you can, of course, he's having some kind of spurti, has some kind of inner vision of Krishna. And he saw his silky hair, and he saw his peacock feathers in his hair, and stopped not. He saw the gopis, he had a vision of that. But he's feeling separation, because it's not seksha, not direct darshan. And it's also purarag. Purarag means the stage of falling in love before actually enjoying intimately with the beloved. Purarag means the stage before intimately meeting. You're seeing from a distance, and maybe hearing about the beloved, and the lover's hearing about the lover, beloved's hearing about the lover, but no meeting, no initial meeting. That's called Purarag. It's a type of love and separation. That's where the love begins. Pura means beginning, prior, beginning, initial stages. So, Nanda is describing, this verse indicates Purarag in Saka Vesh of leadership. He's Saka, but he's at the level of Baba. So he's pretty accomplished. Because the level of Baba is when one gets Swarti vision or Viswarti. As Jiva Goswami says in Sandarbhas, when one attains Baba Bhakti, he becomes eligible, becomes qualified to have direct darshan of Krishna. Whether he or she gets darshan, that's up to Krishna. It's his call, his wish, his will. Therefore, in his Sadhguru, Bilabanga Thakur is showing signs of humility and anxiety. So, if you're in anxiety as a sadhaka, that's good. That's standard. That's easy to be in anxiety, but it's hard to be humble. Humility and anxiety. So these are necessary qualities. Anxious to meet Krishna. So in Sadhguru, he's showing humility and anxiety. He's crying out to meet Krishna. Therefore, the next 18 verses is very interesting. In the commentary, Ananta gives a summary of the 18 verses. I don't know where they got it, but maybe he got it from Gopal Goswami, maybe from Krishna's Maharaj. They both made commentaries on this one. But he says verse 4 through 22 or 21 are all in the mode of hankering for perfection. The next 18 verses are lalasa, prayers of lalasa, hankering to have darshan of Krishna, hankering to meet Krishna, hankering to see Krishna. So these next 18 verses, we're called to cultivate in our bhajan the mood of separation, Rivalamava. That should increase because the result of studying these next 18 verses should increase our anxiety and hankering, increase our anxiety to meet Krishna, darshan Krishna. Also make us humble because we realize how unqualified we are, how far away we are. So he said, it is possible to feel burning sensation externally, even if one is feeling meeting Krishna internally. Krishna's Maharaj in his commentary, he quotes Gita Govinda, Act 3, verse 15. Krishna is always meditating on Radharani. He also experiences Radharani's touch on his body. His eyes are seeing her beautiful form. His nose is filled with the aroma of the lotus face of Radharani. Krishna's ears are hearing Radha's voice. That sound is so sweet, it puts nectar to shame. And Krishna's tongue is experiencing the sweetness of Radharani's rosy lips. Nevertheless, why is the pain of separation increasing in his heart? So this description of Gita Govinda is describing Krishna in separation from Radharani. But his senses are so full of the memories of Radharani, his eyes, his nose, his tongue, his ears, he can perceive Radharani. Although Radharani is not there, he's perceiving somehow in his consciousness, in his internal senses, he's experiencing the presence of Radharani. Like they said, there's a saying, I know it's the verse where Radharani is with Krishna, she sees one Krishna. But she's separated from Krishna, she sees Krishna everywhere, 1,000 Krishna. So Krishna is not with Radharani, but he experiences I can smell Radharani's face. I can taste her lips. I can hear her voice. I can feel her body. Even though that's how much she loves touch and loves Radharani. In the same way, Lila Shuk is sensing a Swarti of Vishnu Krishna. Yet he's anxious to make his mind, his senses, more and more absorbed in the beauty of Govinda. Therefore, he's praying with lalasa to attain divine seva of Krishna. So here he describes the verses. Verse 4 through 21, prayer to attain Krishna's darshan, lalasa prarthanamritam. 22nd, verse 22. Lila Shuk states his sankalpa. What is this? Isn't it? Verse 23 through 55. These are verses of lamentation. These are verses that the gopis spoke with Krishna left the Rasada. Vilavanga Thakur's version of Gopi Gita. Gopi spoke with Krishna left the Rasada in separation. So verse 23 through 55 is Vilavanga Thakur's version of Gopi Gita. Chapter 32 of 10th canto. The lamentation the gopis felt by Krishna left Rasada, and praying for his darshan. Verse 56 through 60. Vilavanga Thakur's his lamentation separation breaks, ends, it gets me Swarti, very deep and profound vision of Krishna. The illusion that verse 61 through 67, he's anxious for darshan. So what is that called? It's called Luka Luki Lila. What is Luka Luki Lila? I look for you, you're looking for me. Luka Luki. Hide and seek. So Krishna plays hide and seek with Radharani and Gopi. And with every bhakta. Sometimes shows himself, sometimes hides himself. Mostly he's hiding. but he shows himself in Murti form. That's nice. Otherwise it would be pretty painful. But okay, you guys want to see me, but you're not qualified, but you can go buy a Murti. We're going to steal a shield if we're going around hell. There's a lot of thieves in this audience. Don't look around, you're a thief also.
Yeah, I'm just different. I haven't stole the Shiva, but yeah, we won't get into it.
You want to be quiet. You're seeing you realize you're guilty. Oh. There's so many thieves here. There's one thing on the bench, he stole gear on also. I didn't steal Giraj. I got Giraj from someone who stole Giraj. No, I got Giraj from someone who got Giraj from someone who stole Giraj. No, I didn't steal. But I was a front of thieves. Like all of you are thieves, we're front of thieves. I'm also a front of thieves. Okay. What they say, thieves love company. Or misery loves company? Thieves are misery. Thieves are miserable. That's the conclusion. Now, the end of the book, 96 to 112, what do you think it's about? 17 verses, what it's about? Again, say again.
Radha.
again seeing Krishna?
No. Yeah. More specific. The end of Krishna Karnamrita, 17 verses. Vimalanga Thakur has a conversation with Krishna. It means he's having darshan, direct darshan of Krishna. So the book starts separation, hankering to be, meeting, then losing, meeting Krishna for a few verses, then losing, then meeting again, having conversation. So it's very nice. How many verses in this book total?
112.
Or someone says it?
112.
112.
Right, 112. What time is it?
Quarter to 4.
Says Vivashu got a spurti of Rasila, and therefore he's rousing the sweetness of Krishna. This is the power of Vrindavan. This all happened in Vrindavan, he had darshan of Rasila. My Param Guru Sandas Babaji. He took Diksha Navadvip from Nanda Gopal Goswami. Then he came to Vrindavan. He was a young man, 20 years old or so. After 2 weeks of Vrindavan, he had darshan of Rasila. He had darshan of Rasila. And they say, Sandas Babaji is the guru of my guru. And my Guru Maharaj told me this. And for the rest of his life, 40 years in Vrindavan, 40, 50 years, he didn't get any more darshan. 2 weeks of living in Vrindavan, he had darshan of Rasila. I guess that's all it takes. But so he got in 2 weeks. I've been here for 37 years. All I see is monkeys. Monkeys and dogs and cows and people. So it's, of course, I don't know how many lifetimes Sandas Babaji's been doing bhajan. He is a great saintly person. So it shows the power of Vrindavan. You get darshan in 1 week here, come for 5 days, 1 month, or Kartik, anything's possible. The power is there. So Leela Shuka darshan of Rasila. He wanted to fulfill his own desire. He also wanted to satisfy everyone else. At the same time, Bilvanga wished to increase the longing in Radharani and other gopis. Therefore, he met equally with all the Brajabalas. When Leela Shuk got an inspiration of this Rasila, he told the other Sakhis that had the same mood. It's sometimes hard to know where these purports are going or where they're coming from. They're very quite stream of consciousness, like just self-manifesting. First of all, Leela Shuk got a spurti of Krishna's beauty, lavanya, and ornaments. His heart was filled with infinite bliss. Krishna told his Sakhis, Bilvanga told his Sakhis of the same mood, O Sakhis, may this effulgence of Krishna always pervade our hearts. That's in the verse. This effulgence of Krishna is a feast for the heart as well as for the eyes. And now he quotes, Ananta quotes Chaitanya Charitamrita. The light emanating from Krishna's body is brilliant. Upanishads call it crystal clear Brahman. So a lot of times in the middle of all this rasa description, always Ananta describes some Tantra Siddhanta, so we don't get lost in, so we get drowned in the sweetness, although we want to. We're starting to drown in the sweetness. He pulls us out and says, Krishna is Parameshwara. Krishna is, okay. So that's what's going on. Krishna's original form is Advaita Tattva, but he manifests as Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. That's the Bhagavatam verse was quoted in Advaita chapter 2, Chaitanya. Krishna's bodily splendor is Brahman, just as the sun appears to be a mass of light to the naked eye. The non-dual Bhagavan Sri Krishna appears differently to the Jnani, Yogi, and Bhakti, depending on their way of worship. He goes into long discussion. What is the meaning of Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan? So, if you forgot, the verse is about Krishna playing his flute, surrounded by the gopis with a beautiful breast and his beautiful hair and peacock feathers. And now you're lost in verse of Brahman. But this is the standard that if we get too much sweetness, we might get too intoxicated and forget our husbands, and forget our wives, and forget our country, and forget our bodies. We become fully Krishna conscious. So we don't want to rush the ball game, you know. Have to take it slow. Little sweetness, a little tough, and a little sweetness. If we give you the full sweetness at once, it might fade. Personally, I like sweets mostly. I don't like rice and dal and soda that much. I eat them because people make me eat them. But if I have my choice, I'll go for the cookie jar. My mother used to tell me, she used to bribe me. She said, if you don't eat your peas and potatoes, you're not getting ice cream. I said, no, I need a piece of potatoes. Yes, no peas and potatoes, no ice cream. So my mathematics was this: peas plus potatoes equals ice cream. So I always kept the goal in mind. I kept the goal in mind, so I was able to go through the intermediary. Peas, potatoes. Peas and potatoes are going in, but my mind was fixed in a non-dual ice cream. Chocolate, not vanilla chocolate, non-dual. One flavor. Peas and potatoes. Ice cream, ice cream. That's like what we do. We do everything in the world, but we think of Krishna. So let's get back to the Paramatma, Bhagavan, Brahman. It's a long discussion. Okay. Once Narada Muni came to Dwarka, when all the Dwarkavasis saw Narada Muni, they saw light. They saw Brahman. They didn't see the person. Because he was coming from outer space. They thought he was a meteorite. And then he got closer. They saw his body moving. They felt that light was emanating from a body. Then when he came further, it sounded like a rocket ship. Not a rocket ship. That's what he's not going to say. When he finally landed in Dwarka, they saw it was human being. And when he got closer to everyone, they saw his body was full of bhakti ras. He was singing a beautiful melody on his Veena, glorifying Krishna. So, another responded, the light that they saw surrounding Narada's body is comparable to Brahman. The body that they saw through that light, the body of Narada, is comparable to Paramatma. And the human form is like Bhagavan. That's pretty simplistic, but that's what's said. Then he says, he's describing why is Madhurya, why Krishna, Madhurya Lavanya, how Krishna is repulsive. Krishna, Ananta says, Krishna's cheeks are lavanya, very radiant. Why?
Like moons?
Because there is
Krishna's cheeks are very radiant, effulgent, because they're reflecting his golden earrings. His golden earrings, kundala. Then it says, lavanya of his cheeks and sweetness of his lips is flowing in all directions. A flow of sweetness is bathing Krishna's face. The gopis drown in the waves of Krishna's sweetness. In the stage of Purvarag, the gopis express what they see when they see Krishna. The crescent-shaped Chandan Tilak on Krishna's forehead. So many people ask the question, what is Krishna's Tilak shaped like? What is the answer?
Crescent.
Like, what does Shiva have in his forehead?
present.
First from the corners of his eyes, those arrow-like glances, pierce my heart. And he simply stands there and makes his eyebrows dance. He's killing us and enjoying it. He's saying, but that's their report. What about Krishna's report? Because they not only see Krishna's glances, they also cast our glances at Krishna. Because we say, Kamakashi, we say, Krishna has 5 arrows. Pushpabana. Kamadevaya Pushpabana means flower arrows. Does Raraya have 5 arrows? You bet. What are the 5 arrows for Radharani? Her form, her fragrance, her voice, her touch.
Taste.
What is he? Tubak. This is. So Krishna shoots his arrows. Rai gets excited. Rai shoots her arrows. Krishna faints because Adanga. No anga. Ananga means without anga, without body. That's Kamkashi. Poor guy. Sad truth. He's faded, finished. But my favorite mantra is the Kamkashi. Because once I asked my Gurudev, I said all the books describe mantra city. In Hari Bhakti Vilas, there's 250 pages about doing Purushar Brata. 250 verses about it. And it talks to do Purushar Brata to attain mantra city, you chant Gopal mantra. 8 syllable, 10 syllable, 18 syllable Gopal mantra. So I asked my Gurudev, I said, I want to get mantra city. So, but should I chant the Gopal mantra? He said, no, that's generally told in Shastra. But if you're a Raghunath Bhakta, the mantra, better you chant Kamgraji. So when we got initiated, we got one Tulsi Mala for Hare Krishna Japa. We got one Tulsi Mala for Diksha Mantra, Kamgraji Gopal mantra. So then I went and got another mala, a third mala. I watched my guru and said, can you chant Kamgraji on this mantra, on this mala? Because on the Diksha mantra, he chanted 10 times Gopal mantra and 10 times Kamgraji. So he looked at me, he said, you only have 2 malas. I said, yeah, but this is be special because you told me to chant Kamgraji. And I want you to initiate this mala. Okay. So I had three malas. Right, before I went mala, now I had 3. Now Vairagi, Babaji, you're supposed to be detached. You said 1 mala, now I have 3 malas. So, I don't know my rightness right there because we're talking about comedy Krishna. The Gopi said, Krishna has such killing beauty. So that's a very common expression nowadays. Somebody said he killed it. You killed it. In the Facebook you see. Oh, if somebody does a good performance, you killed it. Like if you ask the street dance to the kirtan, let her go over and say, oh, you really killed it when you're dancing. So the gopis are saying this was way ahead of the game, 5,000 years ago. One gopi saying to another, Krishna's killing us. His beauty is killing us. What time is it? 4. Okay, 4. Yeah, the gopi said, Krishna's killing beauty. His dark blue body is striking lightning, and I decided to offer myself at the altar of Krishna's youth. So Gopis wants to make herself an offering on the altar of Krishna's youth. That's nice. So the Gopi goes on, I don't know what happened to me. Ever since I saw Krishna, my heart is going crazy. The poet, the Kavi Balaram Das says, who is so lowly? Who is that lowly person who remains home after seeing such a magnificent person? In other words, if you see Krishna and stay home, you're a jerk. Or you're lowly. Balaram Das says, so in other words, he's speaking like a gopi. Any gopi sees Krishna, what do they do? Sarva Dharman Pritaja Mame Kamsanamru. They abandon everything and take shelter of Krishna. Jai Jai Sri Radhe. So we'll continue the page.